The Los Angeles Dodgers, champions again. A team that rose above every challenge, every headline, and every shadow that tried to follow them. But behind the confetti, behind the celebration, lies a question that never quite disappeared. How did Shohei Ohtani, the face of baseball, walk away untouched, while the man beside him took the fall? The scandal breaks. It started months before the Dodgers' championship run. A shocking revelation. Ohtani's personal interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara, accused of massive illegal gambling. Mizuhara claimed Ohtani knew nothing, that the money wasn't a favor, it was theft. And in an instant, baseball's brightest star stood at the edge of a scandal that could have ended everything. The Dodgers' dilemma. For the Dodgers, timing couldn't have been worse. The team had just made the biggest signing in MLB history, a $700 million contract that made Ohtani both an icon and an investment, a scandal that big could shake a franchise. And yet, within days, the narrative shifted. What if I told you that behind the Los Angeles Dodgers' glorious championship run was a story the world was never supposed to hear? A scandal buried deep beneath layers of fame, loyalty, and billions of dollars. This isn't just about baseball. It's about how one of the biggest sports empires in America kept its secret hidden in plain sight. The golden era, when the Dodgers could do no wrong. The Los Angeles Dodgers have always been more than just a baseball team. They've been a dynasty. With massive fan support, cutting-edge analytics, and some of the most iconic players in the league, the Dodgers seemed invincible. When Shohei Ohtani, the Japanese baseball sensation, joined the Dodgers, fans went wild. Ohtani wasn't just another player, he was a once-in-a-generation phenomenon, capable of dominating both as a pitcher and a hitter. His signing wasn't just a sports deal, it was a global event. The Dodgers instantly became the team to watch, drawing record-breaking attention from Japan to Los Angeles. But what the world didn't know was that beneath this fairy tale was a ticking time bomb. The man behind the money, Ippei Mizuhara. Every superstar has someone behind the scenes making sure things run smoothly. For Ohtani, that man was Ippei Mizuhara, his longtime interpreter and closest confidant. Mizuhara wasn't just translating Japanese to English, he was managing Ohtani's world, finances, schedules, media appearances, and even personal transactions. For years, the two were inseparable. Wherever Ohtani went, Ippei was there. But this relationship, built on trust, was exactly where the cracks would start to form. Because soon, the world would discover that the man everyone saw as Ohtani's right hand was hiding something massive. The shockwave. When the scandal broke, it started quietly. In early 2024, news broke that Ohtani's interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara, was involved in a multi-million-dollar illegal gambling operation. At first, it sounded absurd. Ohtani? Gambling? It didn't make sense. He was known for his clean image, discipline, and laser focus on baseball. But when journalists started digging, the story grew darker. Authorities found that money had been transferred directly from Shohei Ohtani's bank account to an illegal bookmaker. And that immediately set off alarms across the sports world. Was Ohtani involved in gambling? Or was he being used without his knowledge? The Dodgers organization went into full crisis mode. Public relations teams scrambled. Legal teams mobilized. And just like that, the MLB's biggest star was suddenly the face of its biggest scandal. The damage control. How the Dodgers silenced the storm. Here's where things get interesting. Most scandals explode and destroy careers. But this one? It vanished almost as quickly as it appeared. The Dodgers and MLB moved with surgical precision. Within hours of the first reports, official statements came out claiming Ohtani was a victim of theft. Mizuhara, they said, had stolen millions from Ohtani's account without his knowledge. MLB announced an internal review, but not a full-blown investigation. Major sports networks shifted the narrative to focus on Mizuhara's wrongdoing, not Ohtani's involvement. And Ohtani himself? He gave one short, emotional statement, denying any connection to gambling, and then went silent. The scandal, which should have been one of the biggest in sports history, was suddenly off the radar. The hidden forces, why the truth never surfaced. So how did a story this big disappear so quickly? Let's look at what was at stake. Ohtani had just signed a $700 million contract with the Dodgers, the largest in sports history. His name wasn't just on jerseys, it was on global sponsorships, commercials, and billion-dollar TV deals. If Ohtani fell, the Dodgers, MLB, and multiple corporations around the world would have lost hundreds of millions. The MLB needed Ohtani to stay clean. The Dodgers needed their image untarnished. Mizuhara was the villain. Ohtani was the betrayed hero. The league avoided a PR disaster, and just like that, the scandal vanished into the shadows. The silence of the media, what we weren't shown. Mainstream media played a huge role in how this story unfolded. Sports networks, particularly those with MLB partnerships, had no interest in dragging Ohtani's name through the mud. He was too valuable. Unlike other sports scandals, like Pete Rose's lifetime ban for gambling, the Ohtani case was handled with velvet gloves. There were no explosive interviews, no leaked documents, no investigative specials. Reporters who asked too many questions were told to move on. The timeline that didn't add up. According to reports, Mizuhara had been betting on sports for years, racking up millions in gambling debt. Yet, during that entire time, he remained Ohtani's most trusted aide. He had full access to Ohtani's finances. He handled transfers, documents, and even communication between Ohtani and financial institutions. When the scandal broke, the Dodgers claimed Ohtani only learned about the theft during a team meeting, but insiders say otherwise, suggesting Ohtani may have been aware of financial irregularities weeks earlier. So why did the Dodgers act so fast to end the story? The bigger picture, protecting the empire. This isn't just about one player and one interpreter, it's about power. The Dodgers are more than a baseball team. They're a global brand worth billions. When a scandal threatens that machine, everything possible is done to contain it. It's the same pattern we've seen in other leagues. When money, fame, and global influence are on the line, truth becomes negotiable. By protecting Ohtani's image, the Dodgers preserved not only their reputation, but also the commercial backbone of the entire MLB. And so, the story was rewritten. A betrayal, a victim, a redemption arc. It was perfect, too perfect. The fallout, where are they now? Issei Mizuhara was fired immediately after the scandal broke. He later admitted to using Ohtani's money for gambling, but claimed Ohtani was unaware. He faced legal consequences, but many questioned how such a high-profile theft could happen unnoticed for so long. The Whisper Network, what insiders believe. Inside MLB circles, people still talk. One anonymous insider reportedly said, "If this had been any other player, the MLB would have made an example of them. But Ohtani? He's untouchable. Like, share, and subscribe for more."